Hi, today I'm here with Kate, who's modelling for me, and we've been talking about Hollywood skin and people like Blake Lively, all these young, gorgeous Hollywood girls, and they're all rocking this really glowing, clean skin, but really bronzed and beautiful. So we're just going to show you how to do that. And as always, we start by prepping the skin, and I'm just going to do a little bit of toner first. And it's really important when you're doing this skin that your skin is as clean as possible before you start. It gives you a really nice surface to work on. And you also need to moisturise as well. And what I'm going to do to make a very glowy moisturiser is I'm going to use this particular moisturiser has shiny pigments in. And I'm going to apply that with a brush, just so that I can see that the shimmers, it's going to be all over, but I like to apply it with a brush so it's gone on nice and evenly. And you can see that leaves a nice dewy look on the skin. If you're going clubbing, this sort of thing looks great just on its own. For Kate's skin, I'm going to use a nice dewy finish look again, because it's got to look young. I don't want matte. So I'm going to use these new NARS colours, again with a brush. I've chosen a tone that's very close to Kate's skin, but it has got a golden colour to it, a golden tone. I'm just going to use a smaller brush to get into the nooks and crannies, and to go around the eyes with a smaller brush, just so we can be a bit more precise. And I'm going to take the foundation right over the eyelids. This gives us a really nice base for some eye colour later. And I'm going to go around the edges, always blending down. This is just a clean brush, making sure everything's blended perfectly.
So if I don't have any brushes, how can I apply this at home?
Well, you can use your fingers. I don't know, what do you normally do? Or sponges, or you do? You can do that, yeah. And in fact, some foundations are easier to apply with fingers because they warm the foundation up and it does go on nicely. I just use brushes because I think it just does even out the final finish. So you might sometimes think, well, leaving fingerprints. But if you don't, then that's fine. Just make sure that you smooth right down, just with clean fingers at the end. You can do it all the same way. I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer, and you do that after you put your base on, because that just makes it stay longer, because if you put your concealer on first, then your base, and you're sort of wiping it off again. So concealer, for under eyes, just a peachy colour works best. It brightens up your eyes. And the Blake Lively picture that we were looking at, she had very much highlighted eyes right in the corner. That does make your eyes look much wider apart. So you can even do that with your foundation or concealer and just put a tiny bit just in the corners to start brightening up the whole eye area. It just reflects a bit of light back, gives you the optical illusion. And now we'll need to build up some contours and some of the golden glow they've got going on.
What's the best way I can find a good match for my skin tone?
It's so difficult, isn't it? It's horrible trying to do that. The best thing to do is really just try some on your face if you can from a tester. Just put a little bit here, because this is the sort of colour where you don't want any discrepancies really. And if it looks like it's natural there, it should work. You can try textures out on your hands. I like to just put them on my hands just so you can see if it's going to look dry or matte or dewy when it's, when it's set, and it's quite good to go away and see if it's sitting nicely on your skin. Some foundations suit people, some people much better than others, and you'll see if you put a little bit on, walk around for a couple of hours, then look at it again and see, has it sunk into my pores, has it made my wrinkles look worse? Not this is me obviously. Things like that. So you don't want to buy anything straight away. Have a little tester and see how it works for you. Okay, so I'm going to put a peachy colour across your cheeks, so you've got that really all-American soft look, soft colouring. And then I'll put a little bit of contour in as well, just a little bit, because it is kind of a daytime beachy look that they have. Again, I'm just going to use this little round brush. Again, you could use your fingers or a sponge. And this is very much fresh, natural, and almost, I know Sienna's a bit older, but her sort of look is this as well, isn't it? It's quite clean. That's just a nice peachy. I think if you're using a creamy blusher as well, again, you can keep that dewy look going on. And I'm just going to use a slightly darker tone just to give you a bit of contour underneath your cheekbones. And if you feel where your cheekbones are, you can feel exactly where that contour should sit, just underneath there. And blend that up into the other colour that you had. So it's seamless, you don't want stripes. So what I'm going to do is just to make sure that stays and doesn't move through the day, put a tiny bit of powder on, a loose powder, but I'm going to put one with the glow in as well, so you're super sparkling. I'm just going to use a small brush. You don't need a lot of this. It's just a tiny bit. It's going to set your foundation, but also leave you shimmering. And another good way to achieve a sort of glow all the time is to use the moisturisers that've got a bit of bronzer in. There's all sorts on the market now, isn't there? All those ones, a hint of a tip of this and that. There's this really nice one. That's an Avon one. That's got you can dial it up as to how much glow you want. So you can start really light and build up your tan gradually with that. That's a good one. But there's all sorts on the market at the moment. So that's a really good way to keep your base colour if you don't have time to do lots of makeup in the morning. So there's Kate with lovely natural looking skin, and with this skin you can go any way you like. You can have a very natural eye, or you can go mad and have big strong dramatic eyes.